This is a follow-up video from yesterday's upload about the Golf GTI, but before I go any further I'd just like to let people know that if you wish to purchase a dashcam with the links in the description, the code has now changed to Ashley. Thanks for your support. Hi everyone, me and Liz have been out this morning. Yesterday I released the video on what was going on with my car when I took it back to Rex and Volkswagen, and the fact that they put it up for sale within an hour of me dropping it off. I did have a few comments, interestingly, at the end of the night last night, and there were 3 negative comments. Now I don't ever mind negative comments, but they were quite interesting. They all came, like I said, within the space of half an hour. And they were all saying about, oh, the dealer's been good to you taking the car back. So I answered them, and I don't know what made me think. I just looked at these accounts and they were all opened yesterday. So I put 2 and 2 together, and I think it probably came up with the correct answer. I think they were connected to Rex and Volkswagen. Reason being is I answered them. I think one was saying about the dealership had done me a good deal by buying the car back. Well, actually no, they haven't. I could have sold that car myself for much more. Just said nothing. Don't think I would have got away with it, and I wouldn't have done it, but the dealership didn't do me a big favour. I could have traded that vehicle into We Buy Any Car or Motorway or one of the sites, and probably still got the same money. I traded that car in to the dealership because they'd told me that they were going to fix the car, and I trusted them. The people there I found to be pretty good. I did have a problem originally when I purchased the car. Some people might remember, but I purchased the car, and then they actually used it for about 700 miles after I'd left the deposit off it. So that was the first thing. They dealt with that situation reasonably, but the people there at the dealership, honestly, I'm not going to name any names, but they've been pretty good. They said to me that they were going to look at fixing the car, and you know, it's effectively their problem. I even had a discussion with them yesterday. What's your next stage? What's your next process? And they said that they were going to run the car, they were going to try and replicate the fault, because that's the problem that they've had. They haven't been able to replicate the fault while the car's been in the dealership. So they said they were going to replicate it. It was also discussed between myself and them about maybe replacing the ECU. I think that's honestly the problem with the car. I think it needs a new ECU, but anyway, that's their choice now. But they'd promised me that they were going to sort this out, and it was a big surprise to get that email about the car was up for sale. So those comments, just going back to them, I answered one about it not being good value for me, and the dealership weren't particularly brilliant. I did say to them as well, effectively, because through no fault of my own, you've sold me a car that's broke. I'm now having to take the hit for effectively trading a car in, and the difference between what I got for it, or what was owed on the finance, and what they paid me, or sorry, what the car is now up for sale, is about £4,500–5,000. So that's me down that amount of money through no fault of my own. So no, the dealership haven't done me a favour. They had no choice. They've accepted that the car is faulty, and they accepted my rejection. I did look at rejection straight through Volkswagen, and the situation really developed that Volkswagen were blaming the dealership, and the dealership were blaming Volkswagen. I could not wait around and just have that car sitting about. So I decided to go, okay, I'll take them up on this offer of me just returning it, then paying the finance off, and then it's done. But that's not the end of it though. These comments that were in the comment section I said, I've answered one of them. They were all from made up accounts from yesterday. So I put 2 and 2 together and said to them that I suggest they look at the term Streisand effect. We've all seen this on the channel a number of times as well. I'm not going to drag anything up from the past, but when companies don't accept their wrongdoing and then try and battle against it, it goes pear-shaped for them. And I just advise these 3 comments to take a look at the term Streisand effect. And even on the final one, I did mention that, are you connected to Rex and Volkswagen in any way? Interestingly, within 20 minutes, all 3 comments were deleted. So I think Rex and Volkswagen have obviously found out about the video. There has been, as far as I'm concerned, 1 negative review for Rex and Volkswagen, and I would like the person who put that up to take it down. Car dealerships are car dealerships. They are driven by money, I understand that, but the people I dealt with at Rex and Volkswagen were generally good people. I am disappointed on how this has turned out, and I haven't finished with Rex and Volkswagen yet. I am going to get absolutely every time and day that the car was in the workshop, both at Rex and Volkswagen and a Liverpool Volkswagen. Because I'm maybe £5,000 down, I'm going to recover that money in different ways. I'm going to try and recover it through loss of earnings, which I think is fair. There's no in the world that I should be out of pocket for buying a car that's effectively broke. And that's really where we're at. Am I sad to see the GTI go? Funnily enough, not now. I was originally, when I knew that the car was going back and I was going to buy this Focus. I was a little bit meh with it. Liz, tell people what it was like. I was a bit meh.
Yeah, you didn't want it to go.
I didn't want it to go. But the more I've lived with this Focus over the last week or so, the more I've grown to it. And now, honestly, I think it's a better driver's car than the GTI. I've only had it a week. It's done 250 miles. It's not broke down yet, so we're on to a winner. I have done my first lesson in it, and it was taken to brilliantly by the first person and everyone since. Everyone's really got on with it really well. They actually prefer it to the Golf. So I think it's going to be a better place to do my daily work. I've reached sort of like this stage with Rex and Volkswagen having to put this video out because of their reaction yesterday. I didn't really want to say anything more about it. I was just going to go, nah, that's it, end of an era, let's just move on and look forward. But those 3 comments last night have really just encouraged me just to let people know exactly what's going on. I don't think I'm going to say much more about it, but I will let everyone know how I get on with recovering any loss of earnings. I think in total, the car, from my initial estimate, I haven't looked at it in detail, but I think from my initial estimate, it was off the road in total for about 3 months. So honestly, Rex and Volkswagen are probably going to be coughing up a little bit more than £4,500 to £5,000. But anyway, that's what it is. I will keep everyone updated. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you soon.